welcome back, Panurgic Lifers. This is Chris. Hey, I'm headed into the workshop now to start my first video in the video series about the plate carrier. Okay, here we go. This plate carrier is a Condor, simple plate carrier that I picked up for $75. Now, I have done some mods to it already. There's only a couple things, and I'll point those out. So you can see right away that the carrier itself is already cut for the shooter's cut. So that's a cool front panel. Also, you can see that the cummerbund is going to come around here and hook into the Velcro. This snap here underneath holds that cummerbund in place with the Velcro, and you can see the MOLLE loops that are also here. Now one of the other cool features about this is it's got a small pocket right back here that's all closed with Velcro. So front panel is actually not too bad, it's pretty cool. And then we also have some loops. Now I did add this flag here that you see. And one of the mods I'll point out here on this is I added this Velcro piece here at the top. And that'll come into play later on in my video series. So initially, when this was brand new, this piece was attached here. And there was one on both sides. Okay, so I took those off. You don't need them, and they're ridiculous to use anyway. So we got those off. The other, I mentioned earlier, the other only mod I had was this Velcro at the top, right here. So let's keep on with the front panel and let's take a look at the back. So the back panel. The back of the front panel, pretty standard. So it's got a handle here to open up everything with. Seems to work out pretty good. Now keep in mind, this Velcro is fairly new and it's going to be pretty tough. So once we open that up, this is where we slide in our armor. So inside here there is some more Velcro that holds the armor in. And then you can see in here the armor pocket. The armor just slides in here, and then this piece holds it in place, and then you close this flap. Then of course this is for your cummerbund, as I mentioned earlier, and it comes in and buckles here, snaps in place. Now really what's kind of cool about this back piece is it's got some padding to it, very little, but there is some in here. Okay, and then it also has this vented material on the back, which sort of helps with dissipating some of the heat that your body makes when you're wearing this weight. So that's actually a pretty cool feature. So let's move on to the shoulder straps. So the shoulder straps are actually pretty cool too. So what you have here is it's covered in a poly here. It's kind of a textured poly to keep the sweat down and not create that much drag. So it's actually not bad. You can see the loops here that will hold anything. That can hold your Camelback straw or your tube or an antenna for that matter. And it's also on the other side too. So, and these also have some cushion to them to kind of help offset some of the weight that's incorporated in it. So not bad so far. Some standard stuff. So let's take a look at the back. Okay, this is the back panel here. They can see all the MOLLE that's represented here, and it's even got some Velcro which on top of the MOLLE, which is actually a pretty cool feature up here, and then a pull handle right here. So not bad. Not a bad location for this handle. It'll work. And then it's also got some more loops here for your antennas or your camelback straw. So let's take a look at this cummerbund. So this is pretty standard plate carrier. We'll start on this side. So this is the cummerbund piece here, and this here is going to go around to the front and hook onto the front piece under the cummerbund there, and the flap that has a pocket, as I mentioned earlier, and then it's going to Velcro to this piece. So you can still see this come around the waist, and it has the MOLLE in it. And what's interesting about this, it also has the internal pocket on the inside for your side plating. Okay, cool feature on this piece. Then we come around to the other side. Okay, this is the left side here. Same thing. You got the Velcro here and then the Velcro here. This one goes under the flap up front, and then the flap hooks to this. That holds the cummerbund in place. Again, left side also has the side pocket for the armor. Now, I mentioned I had a couple mods here that I want to point out. So this vest originally came with this piece attached at the bottom. It was sewn in. Now, I didn't like that, and you'll see this later on the series why I did that, because I'm going to add something to it for comfortability of wear. Now, also I've changed this around also. This is not going to be part of this. I'm just holding this in right now to show you that this cummerbund actually came with this vest. So all in all, for $75, the vest is not a bad vest at all, and it's actually holding up pretty good to everything I've done. I've not had any problems with loose threads or threads coming out or anything like that. The nylon seems really good. I guess it's probably Cordeaux, I'm sure. The Fast Techs are heavy duty. And I'm going to modify these also, and we'll come into that a little later. Okay, we're back on the back panel right now. Again, you can see there's a pull handle here. This is for separating the Velcro to get your carrier in, your plate inside your carrier. So there's another piece in here, like I mentioned on the front, and the pocket for your armor slides right in here. So the same variables as the front panel. It has the vented portion here, and it also has some padding inside. Okay, now what's different about this panel is, remember the first panel was kind of cut for the shooter's cut, and you can see how it comes in right here at an angle. It's cut in on both sides. Notice that this back panel is not, which is cool because you can get a bigger panel, bigger armor plating back here. Okay, and you don't need the shooter's cut back here. You need the shooter's cut up front. So the panels aren't much different. The armor plates are not much different in size at all, and it doesn't it kind of adds a little bit more protection, but we'll get into that once we get to put the panels in. So this completes the description of the Condor and the the basic Condor plate carrier. So remember to subscribe and like to the channel, Panurgic Life, and visit the website www.panurgiclife.com. And let's move on with this series. This finishes up my first video series, just a basic plating, and keep watching and we'll make these improvements on this thing. Remember, live in freedom every day. Okay, so I just went over the basic Condor plate carrier. So I'm going to get into some plates later on, but just a few key points I wanted to bring up about this thing. First off, in its basic form, it weighs between about 3 3/4 pounds. So not a very heavy piece at all. Now, as we establish this as we go forward, it's going to get a little heavier, and obviously if you put whatever type of plates you decide to put in the carrier, that's going to add some weight to it too. So keep in mind, this plate carrier is something that I like, the stuff that I like to put on there, and it doesn't necessarily going to fit every mold. I like certain things, I like them in certain places, and a lot of this stuff is just from my experience, and I want to pass it along to you guys out there. So this doesn't fit every mold again, and it's not all inclusive to gear. There's a lot of stuff out there on gear already. I'm just doing something very simple here, relatively inexpensive piece to get you that plate carrier and get you thinking about how this plate carrier can actually help me, and you can get it pretty much anywhere, and you can do these mods with the stuff that you have at the house probably right now. So if you are a homeowner, you probably have the equipment that I'm going to use to modify this. Okay, now also I have some really cool mods that I've done to this thing, and please be watching, keep watching for my series to come out. These things, I'm just super excited about these mods and how this whole thing has come together. So please provide any feedback to me, ask any questions. What I'm going to try to do is get this out week by week, because it kind of takes time to get this thing right and show you guys everything. So if you have any questions up to this point, don't be afraid to ask. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, visit the website, and remember, live in freedom every day.